So we got to the track last night, but unfortunately we didn't get a chance to make a run. We had the usual teething pains. Now you have to understand something. This is why test and tune sessions is so important, because every car has bugs to work through. Every system, anytime you modify a car or you build a car, every system has to work with every other system. And you don't know what all of those relationships are until you've actually taken the car and run it a few times. And generally it takes a dozen, 15 runs or so before you actually get a handle on the car and all of the major bugs are gone, and then you can start like fine tuning it. So last night we ran out there and started the car, warmed it up, and didn't sound right, didn't sound very happy. So there's a little area at the back of Music City where you can go and just hit it, nobody bothers you. So we went back there and we gave it a quick hit. And it just didn't feel right. So as we're driving it back, I start hearing pop, 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 pop out of the exhaust. It's like misfire out of the exhaust. Like it's got a bad plug, so I just pulled the ones out of this side of the motor. These all look okay. Let me grab the ones out of the other side. Grab me that wire cutter. These all look okay. The color is good on all of them. This one's a little dark. Alright, I had the old plugs that we ran in this car before. So we'll just throw those back in. Here, Buff, you want to pop those out on the other side?
in the boxes?
For right now, just throw them in the back of the truck.
Just loose?
Yeah, we'll put them in boxes later. Come on. Yeek. Nice thing about a small block Mopar and a B-body is, where'd that plug socket go?
Where what?
The plug socket. The plug socket on it?
Over here.
You want to put those wires back on, Buff? On this side, like self-explanatory. The center is out of one of them, Buff.
Yeah, you picked it up, I thought.
Yeah, I've got it. Don't worry about it. Just push the wire as far in as it'll go, and I'll fix them later. So we get back to the pits. I rip the plugs out, and it's like, all right, what's going on here? So I gave it a quick look. Now these plugs, I put these in at Buffalo Valley, and they had, okay, so the entirety of it was, we made one run at Buffalo Valley, then it had some idling and just driving around time, one run at Music City 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and then last night. So I pulled the plugs out. The color on the plugs looked okay. This was the darkest of the bunch. When I tested this plug this morning, you could see it's all wet in there. It barely gets the slightest orange spark. The plug is just bad. It's a bad plug out of the box. So we threw the plugs that were in the car, the old plugs, back in it, and the car ran fine. So then we drive it up to make our run. We're going to send it no matter what, so. I'm noticing that as I'm driving it, the clutch pedal keeps sinking lower and lower, right? Well, that's kind of weird. The tension feels good, right? The pedal feels good, but it's grabbing the gear. It's lower and lower all the time. So there's no time to adjust this thing. So I pull around and clean the tires, revved it up, popped the clutch to clean the tires, and then when I hit the clutch again to come to a stop, the pedal was just like on the floor. So I jammed it in first and just drove it back to the pits. So when we get back, this is where we find the next weak link. So people ask, oh, so you put a clutch in the car, what's the next weak link? The next weak link is the clutch can itself. You can't see it the way it's, because it's all put together now. But this car has a Lakewood scatter shield on it. And the way they design it, it's universal. It's a universal fit for A body, B body, the early B body, and then the late B and E body. So that's what this is, late B and E body. So the position for the late B and E body is in the highest. It's kind of like, it's almost like an afterthought. It's just like all the way up and over on this bracket that's welded onto the side of the scatter shield. Well, when we put the clutch in the car, we increased the spring pressure by about 25%. And that was enough, just enough, so that as you push on the clutch, that bracket deflects, and then it bent. And that's what happened when we were at the track. When I hit, after I cleaned the tires and I hit the clutch, I hit it aggressively, and it was enough to just bend the bracket. So that's where we're at now. So what we've got to do is I can clear everything out of the way. I don't have to take the can off to fix it. I just need to clear everything out of the way, and I'm going to have to weld a bracket or brace or something in there to hold it steady, and then we should be okay. But these are the teething pains. These are the bugs that everybody goes through. You know, not everybody shows it, but the whole point of this channel is to show you all of the steps and, you know, let you know, because if you're having problems with your own car or, you know, working through issues, you're not the only one. These are the issues that come up. This is how we work through the issues, and this is why test and tune time is so important. You can't get discouraged. You got to keep moving forward and just identify problems one at a time, pick away at them, and eventually the system comes together and everything flows. So that's where we're at now. I'll fix this over the next couple of days, and we'll get it back out to the track next Tuesday. Yeah, we can't go this weekend, Tuesday, and let's see what she does. That's it. I'll see you tomorrow.